All right, so this lesson, we're going to learn how to factor. Okay, so we're going to learn how to factor an equation or an expression that's in the form x squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so here are kind of the steps that you'll want to make sure you have written down for x squared plus bx plus c. Now b and c are numbers. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to find two numbers that multiply to our c value, so that's the constant value, that add up to our b value. Okay, so for example, I'm going to look for two numbers that multiply to 12 that add up to 7. Okay, so some of you, it is helpful if you write out all of the factors. So all the numbers that multiply to 12. So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So then kind of go down the list. Is 1 plus 12 7? No. 2 plus 6 is 8, close. 3 plus 4 is 7. So we're going to use this pair. Okay, so then we're going to write it as two binomials multiplied together. So what that means is we're going to have an x and an x, and then based off of what your numbers are, because sometimes they'll be positives or negatives, okay, then we write in our pluses and minuses. So this problem is going to factor into x plus 3 times x plus 4. And then the way that you check yourself is, whoa, didn't mean to do that. The way that you check yourself is if you would multiply it out. Like if you would take x times x, x times 4, so you would do that distributing piece that we did before. Okay, so let's try a couple. Let's choose a different color. All right, so I want two numbers that multiply to 15 that add up to 8. So 15 is 1 and 15, 2 doesn't go into 15, 3 times 5. Guys, you can use your calculator. You just take, I always start at 1, so 15 divided by 1 is 15. 15 divided by 2 is not a whole number, so we don't want to use decimals. And then 15 divided by 3 is 5. So then you do 15 divided by 4, another decimal, and then we get back to our 5. So of these two options, which one adds up to 8? Okay, so that would be the 3 and the 5. Notice they're both positive. Okay, so I'm going to have x plus 3 times x plus 5. Okay. So the second one on here is a little different because now we're going to find factors of negative 10. Okay, so that's negative 1 and 10 or 1 and negative 10. So you're going to have more options this time to choose from. So then you've got negative 2 and 5 or 2 and negative 5. So then use your calculator. Which one of these pairs adds up to positive 3? Okay, so now we're using that plus sign there. Okay, so it's actually this set. So then when you write your binomials, you're going to have x. Since that's a negative 2, we're going to make it a minus 2. And then the 5 is positive, so we're going to put a plus. Okay, so that's factoring. So a couple more here. Couple more examples. So now we want factors of negative 6 that add up to negative 1 because there's no number written in front of it. Remember, there's a 1 there. So negative 6 is negative 1 and 6, 1 and negative 6, negative 2 and 3, 2 and negative 3. So of those four options, which one adds up to negative 1? So negative 1 plus 6 is 5. 1 plus negative 6 is negative 5. Negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1. And then 2 plus negative 3 is negative 1. So then you have x plus 2 times x minus 3. Okay. So then this last one, I'm going to kind of throw you for a loop here again. So we got factors of positive 18 that add up to a negative 11. So 18 is 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Those are the factors. Okay, so as I look at those and add them together, none of them add up to negative 11. Okay, 2 and 9 add up to positive 11. So I can make them both negative, okay, because negative 2 plus negative 9 would be negative 11. And negative 2 times negative 9 is still our positive 18. So then you get x minus 2 times x minus 9. Okay, so that is factoring in the form x squared plus bx plus c. We're going to do a lot of practice with this because this is something that you will use in all of your math classes from here on out.